Hi everybody, Dr. Zach here. I hope that everybody's having an amazing day. Excited to be with you today, but I got a little bit on my heart that I got to share with you. Like most humans, probably especially guys, maybe more than gals, one of the most difficult things that we have to do is to admit that we were wrong. And I was wrong. I've posted and I've kind of belittled kind of this situation that we're in right now. I've said several times that we're not in a crisis, that this whole thing is this pandemic is not a crisis, and I've got to shift what I say with that. I was looking at some reports this morning, some numbers, and I've got to take and say I was wrong. We are in a crisis. It's a severe crisis that we're in. We have a major health crisis on our hands. So let me share with you the numbers I was looking at. It's not numbers from the CDC about where we are with COVID deaths and so forth. This first one actually comes from the Journal of Missouri State Medical Association, and it says that $3.6 trillion is spent on healthcare in the United States every year. $3.6 trillion. That's more than the gross domestic product of most countries. $296 million is spent each year by the pharmaceutical industry buying U.S. politicians on both sides of the party line. $296 million paid to our legislators. Our legislators make more money from getting drug money than they do in their salaries. That's a number that has me concerned about our healthcare system. $20 billion is spent per year persuading doctors and other medical professionals, not consumers, about the benefits of prescription drugs. So what they're telling us is drug companies spend $20 billion a year marketing to doctors. That tells me that the doctors are actually being paid to prescribe medications to us. Then we take it to the next step. $10 billion is spent each year to convince the public that their drugs are going to work. And this is where it becomes really kind of crazy, is there's only 2 countries in the world that think that it's ethical for drug companies to advertise direct to consumers. That's New Zealand, and guess who else? It's the United States. So $10 billion a year is spent to convince us that we need medications. We see that right now with what's going on with the COVID-19 situation, is that we see state after state after state, the governors are saying, hey, we're not going to be able to get back to fully reopening until we have the vaccine. Guess what? 97% of the people that have tested positive for COVID-19 have already recovered without a vaccine. We don't need a vaccine, but we do have a health crisis. Let me go a little bit further. What we see is that 63% of our nation's adults are chronically ill. That means here in this country, where we take more medicine than the rest of the planet combined, 63% of our adults are chronically ill. Guess what that means when we have a virus that comes around? The chronically ill are much more susceptible to having problems than the people who aren't ill. So we have a health crisis. And it's not because of this virus that's out there right now. It's because we are 63% of us as adults are chronically ill. Let's take it to the next level. According from Academic Pediatrics, it says 43% of our children, 32 million children here in the United States, have one of 20 chronic health conditions. That goes up to 54% when obesity and neurodevelopmental disorders are involved. So think about this, 54% of our children have a chronic health problem. 54%. This is our health crisis. These chronic illnesses make us more susceptible to viruses that are going on. But even when we don't have a virus, guess what that does to our quality of life? Guess what that does to the way that we can express the life that God meant us to? It's going to be compromised. It's getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer all the time. We have a health crisis. And here's what we understand is that right now is that the more that we can be convinced that COVID-19 is a problem, the more the powers that be, these drug companies, the people that make money on us being sick, the more money they have to make. And right now that's actually crashing our entire economy, leaving people without work, leaving people without stuff to do. We're getting sicker and sicker all the time. So I do want to bring it back to COVID because that is still kind of an issue that is on the forefront of our mind. But I want you to know that if we don't have chronic health issues, COVID doesn't make any difference at all. Somebody posted a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio walking just kind of like this, through a parking lot. And it said, me walking, through this mass of people with masks and gloves on because I remember that I have an immune system. Guess what? If we're healthy, this isn't an issue. But here's where it becomes an issue. So I posted this on my Facebook page this morning. 3 of the largest studies ever conducted on COVID-19 hospitalizations have revealed an alarming pattern. So according to the New York University Grossman Medical School of Medicine, they looked at factors associated with hospitalizations and critical illnesses among 4,103 COVID patients. And guess what they found? The chronic condition with the strongest association with critical illness was obesity, with a substantially higher odds ratio than any cardiovascular or pulmonary disease. Obesity. So let's take it to the next one. We got the New York School of, actually it says, meanwhile, Dr. Jennifer Leiter of the New York University of Langan Health conducted a study on 13,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus and stated the following: obesity appears to be a previously unrecognized risk factor for hospital admissions and the need for critical care. She went on to say that she suspects obese people were early on the spectrum to develop comorbidities such as hypertension, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Then there was another study, and this actually comes from the Intensive Care National Audit and Research Center in the UK. Their research revealed that 64% of patients in the ICU, including 1/3 of those that were under the age of 60, were obese. So here's where this really becomes frightening. According to Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, it estimates that around 40% of Americans are obese. 18% are morbidly obese. So guess what? We do have a health crisis. We're in a major health crisis situation, but it's not coronavirus. It's chronic disease. We have this mindset that says our whole health is about putting out fires. It's about finding the magic pill so that we can get rid of heart disease or cancer or coronavirus or whatever it is. And so we're constantly looking for a magic pill to fix us. There's a song by Skillet, a Christian band years ago, that said, there is no pill that can make us well. The song talks about how we've made a mess of ourselves, right? It's our lifestyle that has set us up for where we are. We cannot medicate ourselves out of a lifestyle problem. So here's what it comes down to is that, we have a medical system. And the medical system I kind of liken to first responders. That's what they are. That's what they do well. They're there to put out fires, to deal with things where we've neglected ourselves and our health is compromised, to help buy us some time. Our medical system does not make us healthy. There is no medicine that makes us more healthy. We need a health system. And here's where it becomes really kind of frightening is that the number one profession in our country that's focused on increasing the health of people are chiropractors. And here in Colorado, chiropractors are forced to shut down. We cannot open. I saw a website this morning that said how to report your businesses that are staying open in violation of this shutdown. So they're actually telling you how to report me if I open my doors to try to help people become more healthy so that they can navigate through this with less complications. But here's my commitment to you, is that my commitment to you is to be here as a resource to show you how to optimize your health. I was reading this morning, and this is actually from a guy named John, and this is in a book called the Bible, and it says in John 10:10, it says that there is a thief that comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. We look right now at COVID-19. That's the enemy. That's the thing we got to be scared of. Guess what? There's only one enemy. And that enemy has lots of different disguises. It comes at us as germs. It comes at us as fear. It comes at us as financial. It comes at us as political problems, economic problems, whatever, educational problems, religious problems. It comes at us from all kinds of different angles. But then it goes on to say in John 10:10, it says, but Jesus came to give us life and life to the full, life abundantly. And so guess what? We can spend our time and energy on trying to chase away the darkness, the disease, the sickness, the death, all this kind of stuff. Or guess what? We can actually just increase our health and our vitality. We can turn that abundant life on and express it at that level. So then we don't have to fear anything else that goes on. So here's my commitment to you, is that I am here as a resource and a health coach to you. Guess what? I can do that with my doors closed. I can do that and not violate this whole nonsense about shutting things down. And if I have to actually turn in my license so that I can continue to serve humanity, I'm going to do that. I don't care. I'm here to serve you. So if you have questions about health, how do you take and increase your health and get it going the right direction? Respond to me. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, whatever it takes, reply on Facebook, whatever. If you have questions, reach out to me. And keep your eyes open, because I'm putting together an entire coaching program that's going to help you, help your families, help the people that you love, put together a lifestyle that's actually going to build their health. So that the next crazy novel virus that comes along, or the next thing that the media and big pharma and the AMA is going to put out there to try to put fear into us about our health, you're going to be walking around like Leonardo DiCaprio going, oh yeah, guess what? I've got an immune system. I've got a power inside of me that's more powerful than any virus or any germ that I have to fear. So reply to me. Let me know what kind of needs you have, what kind of issues you have. And just know that I love you guys. I'm here for you guys, and that we're going to win this thing. We've already won. We're in a crisis, but we have a way. We have strategies to take it back. So till next time, God bless you guys. I can't wait to hear from you, and we'll be in touch.